If you don't know what to reasonably expect from the Eagles, grab your popcorn, get comfortable, things of that nature. Hit the subscribe button, hit the naughty bell, and welcome to the Philly Flyover family. Let's fly on into it. So yeah, like I said, what to reasonably expect from the Eagles. First, we're going to talk about it from the defensive side. Last year, we gave up 356 yards per game, like all around. That's 26th in the league, so that's like not good at all. That's like bottom of the barrel defense. Quite frankly, nothing to brag about. It's kind of not the best. Or however, 51 total touchdowns allowed. We gave up 426 against the Bucks. I believe it was in the divisional. Things of that nature. So again, that's not good at all. The biggest people that we're gonna have to expect from and what to expect from them is Fangio. I believe we can reasonably expect him to have a pretty big impact and things of that nature. He's an established coordinator. I'll put his stats right here. Is pretty respective. He's been in the top 10 quite a few times. Throughout his 20 plus 30 plus year career, things of that nature. So he's well respected around the league for his pedigree and things of that nature. Next up is Devin White. If he doesn't play well, then obviously he's just going to waste another year of his prime and things of that nature and of his youth, and then nobody's going to pay him the big bucks. But if he plays well, then obviously he could potentially help us get a ring, and on top of that, he can earn himself a big contract next year, since obviously he's only on a 1-year deal. Next up is Dejon and Quinion Mitchell. Not in any like particular order, like in terms of like, the biggest impact is this guy or however, but these are just the biggest in general, like the biggest impacts ever. Obviously, our secondary was lacking heavily last year due to injury. Vontae Maddox wasn't healthy. He missed quite a few games, things of that nature. We didn't have a lot of good linebackers that could tackle, or cover, things of that nature. Zach Bond, he can cover a little bit. He can play on the inside. He can play on the outside. I'm not saying he's a legend or anything like that, so I'm not overhyping the guy, but he can start. I put him over Ben Van Summeren. I can say that. And then obviously Charter Jr. He's learned from his dad. I believe his dad taught him a lot of the ins and outs of the game and things of that nature. So we can also expect CJ Gardner Johnson as well. His attitude, what he brings, obviously he can get picks. Just like the previous names I listed, Devin White, he can get some interceptions at times. Charter Jr. obviously he can get picks. Zach Bond, he's pretty explosive. Like if you guys comment down below if a couple people want me to react to it or however, as a matter of fact, if I just get 3 comments saying to react to the Zach Bond video or however of his highlights from last year with the Saints, I believe, I'll react to it and things of that nature and give my honest perspective about what he can bring. And also Bryce Huff. Last year he was only technically a part-time player. He only played 30-40% of the snaps, something like that. But he did have, I think it was 12 sacks. I'll put his stats up right here. But yeah, he played pretty well last year for the Jets. But what's he gonna do for us and things of that nature? How's he gonna help Brandon Graham or however? Because I believe he wants a ring or another ring. So in terms of expectations, I think that we can at least expect them to be competent and things of that nature. We can expect them to be good, not great, not Hall of Fame level or however, because there's rookies, they got to develop. So I'm not expecting too much from them, but I do believe they can contribute and help and make it a better defense all around than what it was last year. I can honestly say that. And I believe it's fair to expect that in terms of defense, yards per game or however, total touchdowns allowed and things of that nature, I believe that we should be top 15, if not top 10. So we should at least be the top half barrel, because Fangio, he at least got to raise us up a couple spots, make the practices harder, be tougher on the players, more accountability on the defensive side, things of that nature. So hopefully, that can lead to more interceptions, more sacks, more quarterback pressures, things of that nature, more errant passes because of, just simply good defense, good linebacker play, good secondary unit play, things of that nature. Hopefully his culture in general, as well as his scheme, as well as his actual coaching experience or however, hopefully, that like hypothetically, I know it doesn't work like that, but hypothetically, that can, set us up a couple notches. And then obviously the player upgrades, CJ Gardner Johnson, you know what I'm saying, Bryce Huff, Quinton Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, because those are like two like early picks, those are both, projected to go like in the early first round. Those are two legitimate first round talents. Yeah, sure, a lot of people say he has stiff hips, yada, yada, yada. But, I mean, if you look at his college thing, I mean, look at him playing college. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's good. Yeah, sure, everyone has weaknesses or however. Like for example, if you look at like certain players or however that are still like in the process of filling out their body or however, because he's only like 21, 22, 23. I guarantee you he's not like, fully into his body, so certain things are still developing, because at least in the male anatomy, I'll, put it up there. However, I'll put in the description or however a link or however to where, y'all can look it up, whichever one I decide to do or however. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like up to like 25 for guys or however, then for females it's like 18 or 21 or something like that. Could be mistaken, everybody. I'll like look it up or however, and yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's only like 23, 24, first round pick, type of talent, things of that nature. So yeah, like I said, we can expect them to kind of be heavily reliant on the defensive side, heavily on the rookies and the younger guys and things of that nature, since Fletcher Cox is gone. And obviously this is Brandon Graham's last year. Like we don't know how many percentages of the snaps he's going to play or however, because I mean not a single game was played as of right now. And then on the offensive side, last year, obviously the biggest thing or however would be Kellen Moore, however, and how he decides to use all this firepower. Like that's the big thing, to put the guy in the good position scheme wise or however, because obviously arm wise, the kid can throw. Jalen Hurts, he can throw, he can, you know what I'm saying. But is he Tom Brady? Is he Elway? Is he Joe Montana? Is he those guys? Absolutely not. Those guys had like little to no legs, you know what I'm saying. I mean, they ran like 4.9s or something like that or however. Like those guys are strictly pocket passers or however, I've watched all the highlights, things of that nature. I love football. Despite, in general, however, I can appreciate a great historical or a good player despite the team or however. But yeah, point being is that at the end of the day, that has a lot to do with this, is putting your guys in a good position to succeed from a coaching standpoint. So, what exactly is Kellen Moore going to do or however, how much motion is he going to introduce to it, how many pre-snap motion, like all that, that's all, really important as a foundational piece is the coaching. Sorry went on a rant or however, it's just like I said, I love football and things of that nature. And, yeah, next up is obviously Jalen Hurts. He's like the next, biggest puzzle piece after coaching or whoever, because he's the leader. He's quarterback, $250 million, Super Bowl appearance. But last year, as everybody knows, 15 interception, 9 fumbles, 5 lost, I believe. He had 239.2 passing yards, which was 17th in the league in terms of passing yards. And then they were 7th in points per game at 25.5. And all of this is according to Fox Sports, because obviously I do my research or however, and that so I have ADHD and whatnot, so I just love my Eagles, and then I'll but anyways, and the next biggest question mark is the tight end position or however, because I believe in the O-line. I think Jason Kelce will come back or however if need be, because he loves his Eagles and whatnot, and if that's what we need or however, then And then obviously Dallas Goedert, obviously he's had little injury concerns past couple years, injuries here and there, missed a couple games, things of that nature, and we desperately need him, because CJ Osma, he's a little bit older than Goddard, I believe. I think Goddard's like 28, 29, and then CJ Osma's like 30, 31 or something like that, so I think they're like 2 or 3 years apart. But every single second counts in the NFL, because, I mean, some people, 1 second they're good, and next second they're just washed, and then never play the same ever again. But yeah, like I said, Kellen Moore and Hurts, they both got to be smart, unpredictable, and, they both can't panic or however in the face of blitzes or, playing from behind or however. In terms of last year, Jalen Hurts handled it well. There's only so much one guy could do. I don't really blame him at all. I'm just saying. And I have a hot take about Jalen Hurts later, and I love Jalen Hurts. I mean, I love Jalen Hurts, you know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, it's nothing bad or however the case may be. And then from an offensive standpoint, realistic expectations with all that being laid out or however Saquon, all that firepower, Kellen Moore being a question mark, you know what I'm saying? All that being said or however, reasonably what to expect, however, even if worst case scenario or however, is that the offense should be top three. Gotta understand Saquon, AJ and Smitty are both locked, you know what I'm saying, locked up contract-wise in a good way and all that good stuff. No Diddy or however, just to be safe. And then you can also reasonably expect Saquon Barkley to be a top three running back. Behind the O-line we currently have or however, you know what I'm saying, because I believe Lane Johnson, you know what I'm saying, I believe in him that he still got enough in the tank or however, I believe in Jordan Mailata, I believe in Cam Jurgens, I believe in all the guys, Tyler Steen, I believe in all of them. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there's question marks on the defensive side. Like I've said in a couple previous videos, the cornerback position, I don't think Darius Slay or Bradbury should start, or however. One of them's 30, the other guy's 33, about to be 34 this coming New Year's, things of that nature. So I think that, for $10 million or however, you should definitely restructure Slay or however and just have him be a mentor off the bench and things of that nature. Or just trade him or however for a couple third rounds, fourth rounds, fifth rounds, or sixth or seventh or however the case may be. But you can also obviously expect AJ and Smitty both to be top 10 ranked or however according to CBS and multiple. You can reasonably expect that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the O-line, Saquon Barkley, obviously you're not going to pay the running back, 10 plus million incentives and all that, 36 million for 3 years just from the simply sit on the bench. Metaphorically speaking, and not really do anything, you're not really to use them, because that's even barely using the guy DeAndre Swift. I'm sorry, I forgot his name in the last video. DeAndre Swift, even barely using him, he still had 1,000 yards, and we can all agree, Eagles fan or not, however, we can all agree Saquon Barkley is obviously a heck of a lot better than him. Easily agree on that. So yeah, like I said, that being said, I mean, we'll have so many players, I believe, in the top 10 for positional wise, obviously in terms of top 100 players in the league, obviously, you know what I'm saying? No. But in terms of wide receivers, yes, I believe AJ and Smitty will both be top 10 receivers or however, and I believe Dallas Goedert, he still has to remain a threat, you know what I'm saying? So I believe he'll still be top 10, top 15 or however, and top 15 or however for us having that many weapons. Heck yeah, we'll take a top 15 tight end any day of the week. Since we have Saquon, he can catch passes, things of that nature, and the fact he has to go to a line in front of him, that does matter. You know what I'm saying? So you can obviously, unless Kellen Moore and Fangio end up not being good for the Eagles or however, and it ends up being a crap show, unless something crazy or however, knock on wood, basically or however, you could basically expect the Eagles to be Super Bowl contenders. Sorry about that, but yeah, you can expect the Eagles to be Super Bowl contenders next year. And in terms of a reasonable record, obviously I know it hasn't cracked down to the official 53 man or however, but you can kind of tell mostly. I can name you, I'll say 40 players right now that I know for sure will make the 42, but that's a whole nother video. I'll name a couple of them. I know for sure Jalen Hurts, Saquon, Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Cam Jurgens, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I know Cooper DeJean, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., obviously Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. I'm sorry, I know literally to the entire roster, however, but I'm thinking about that or however, and then I'm also not trying to take up too much time, however, but yeah, I know for sure of most of the players that'll make it or however, so and everybody kind of does, so it's not like I'm trying to say I'm the only one that knows or however. I mean, even you guys know, most of you guys know who's gonna make it for the most part or however, Kenny Pickett as a backup or however, I don't see Sam Greer or whatever his name was that used to play for Dallas or however. I'm pretty sure they just got him for his knowledge on Dallas or however in their plays, in case anything crazy happens or however. And then yeah. Next up, I have 3 hot takes, kind of. Well, the first one's kind of just facts or however, so I guess 2 hot takes, and then the first one is just facts or however. So this year, we find out if Jalen Hurts or however is really special, if he's really the franchise guy or however, because this year there's no excuses. I understand, Saquon's had some injury trouble. He's missed a couple games, what I'm saying, the last couple years, he had a torn ACL a couple years ago. Okay, you're right. That is completely true. Okay, but guess what? Even then, what he produced with no O-line, I believe it was 963 yards with no O-line, can still freaking catch, can still run ridiculously fast, even by NFL standards, can still run through people. You know what I'm saying? The only problem was that they overused him. There is such thing. It's not being soft or however the case may be. If you run through people or however, yeah, you need a break every once in a while. But if you're being used on every single down, because Marshawn Lynch, I could be wrong or however, but growing up watching him, I don't remember him having any big serious injuries or however because he wasn't the only guy out there. He wasn't. Obviously, Russell Wilson could get out there and make a play, when he was in his heyday or however. I'm not a Russell Wilson fan or however, but that's what I grew up watching. Those were good, iconic playoff games. And like I always say, I can always respect, a good athlete or however, regardless of their team, their jersey or however, unless they're the Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys. Deion Sanders or however is the only exception because, he played for other teams or however. So, when I say that or however, but if they only played for the Cowboys their entire career, however, like Dak, for instance, I couldn't sit and watch Dak or however as in the regular season or however as an Eagles fan. I couldn't do it. Now if he played for Atlanta or the Dolphins or however, okay, yeah, I could sit back and watch it if Jalen Hurts wasn't playing or however, what I'm saying, if the Eagles weren't playing in general or however, then yeah, football's football. I love football. But as of now, no, I would put that aside and, what I'm saying, not to watch or however, it would be a waste of time. Anyways, because, fuck the Cowboys. So yeah. Like I said, this year we will find out about Jalen. Is he just, system quarterback? Is he something average or however, yada, yada, yada? Because he'll have all the weapons. Despite having a new system, he'll have an all-star. He'll have like 2 superstar receivers. Legitimately, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are legitimately superstar receivers. I don't care who you are. They're top 10. I'll say Devontae Smith is number 10. That's fair to say. More than fair to say. Devontae Smith is number 10. And then I'll put A.J. Brown at, let's say, number 6. That's being humble. I actually have him at number 3, but let's even say number 6. 3 spots lower. Let's be humble about it. And then Saquon Barkley, at least I have him at number 8. And then Jalen Hurts, I have him at like 8 or 9, or however at the quarterback ranking, or however, I have him at number 8. Super Bowl appearance, a few playoff wins, things of that nature. Broke a couple of rushing records, things of that nature, brotherly shove and all that, or however, even despite me being an Eagles fan, he is number 8 in the league. Sorry to tell you, it's true. He's the 8th best quarterback in the league. So that being said, that's what, where we're gonna see next year. However, what exactly, was it just a 1-year thing with super bad coordinators, or however the case may be, or however, or are we gonna get another ring, things of that nature, because that's what I want as an Eagles fan. I really want another ring. That's my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? So next thing is going to be the 2 hot takes. I believe, in my personal opinion, Slay's going to get traded if he doesn't agree to a restructuring, due to the fact that I believe this year he's making like 10 plus million, something like that, and for only 2 interceptions. Obviously can't keep up with anybody, can't tackle, which is, the 3 reasons, or however, he's just too slow. I guess that's actually the biggest reason. The biggest reason why is because the cornerback room is so freaking stacked. So, for 10 plus million, give that to Dejon and Quignon for signing bonuses or however incentives, like, hey, but if y'all can get so-and-so interceptions, or, if y'all can have a so-and-so coverage, or however they do it, because I'm not how to make the contracts, but however he does it, if he can just do that, send that to them, shoot, I guarantee that'll make them play better, because they're rookies or however, and, they still, have a lot to prove on the NFL level, so I don't feel like they're like, oh yeah, I've made it, I'm cool, blah, 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 no matter what I do, I'm good, I feel like they still have a chip on their shoulder and things of that nature, so, and then the third one is, I believe, in my personal opinion, out of 14-3, because obviously there's a 17-game season. So I believe, in my personal opinion, a 14-3 or a 13-4 record is possible. I'll explain why. If we lose like the first game, it's a tune-up game. However, it's like really, really close. We're just figuring everything out. You know what I'm saying? It looks hecka good. You know what I'm saying? Like no interceptions, no fumbles, or however, no turnovers. But we're just figuring it all out, or however the case may be. Obviously, I hope we win every single game 17-0. Obviously, I hope we win every single game. We blow them out 50-0. They don't score a point on us. We just score everything every time down. That's what I hope. But obviously, being realistic, I know I can't expect that. So reasonably, I like you can expect probably at least 12 wins, because last year we were 11-6 with Matt Patricia and Sean Desai and basically Nick Sirianni's offense. Both Brian Johnson taking the blame. Pretty much. That's what we had. And then maybe a top 20, top 25 running back or however, obviously behind a pretty good O-line or however the case may be. You know what I'm saying? No excuses. I was riding my Eagles or however, but obviously I got humbled, because I was talking my crap or however to Cowboys fans and things of that nature. And, I was talking my crap. I'm not even going to lie. But, yeah, and then obviously in terms of the defense, obviously, C.J. Gardner-Johnson was gone, Javon Hargrave, things of that nature. So, obviously, we drafted a couple guys. We signed a couple guys back in free agency. We got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, Bryce Huff, things of that nature. So, I don't think it's beyond our capabilities to get one more game. With all that extra talent, Saquon Barkley, he's a game wrecker. If he can carry legitimately, I don't think anyone would argue this, but if he can carry the Jets to multiple freaking wins each year, however, and obviously the 17, so I'm not going to say every single win is simply because of him, because it takes the team or however, you know what I'm saying, to some extent, however, but on the offensive side, he did most of the work, fair and square. And if he can do that or however for them, you know what I'm saying, he can just do some of it and help us get a win or however if our defense is lacking or however the case may be. And I'm pretty sure that's how he's thinking. I didn't see articles on that or however, like, Saquon or however will basically make the defense, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Because he's so good or however. But like I said, it's reasonable to expect us to win at least one or two more games than last year. So, 12, 13 games, it's not too much, you know what I'm saying? Because Saquon, CJ, all the people we drafted, you know what I'm saying? It's not too much to ask. So I think that's going to do it, guys. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tried to do like an honest, opinionated video, or however. I didn't really have much news or however, because I just did the, I forgot which one I did or however, but I know I did the coordinators one, and then the Jason Kelce coming back. Yeah, it was a Jason Kelce coming back one. I know I just did that one or however. But yeah, I just looked up recent Eagles news. I haven't seen anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry for the long outro. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Just really love my Eagles and things of that nature. Philly out. Peace.